at 10 a.m. Mountain Time to show you the junk that we have that we're gonna make over. We sell it in our store in Lehi and also at jrvhome.com. The products that we're gonna use today you can buy on our DIY website, which is jamirayvintage.com. So welcome, welcome. We're excited because we're using, so we came out with a new line of decoupage paper.
Yep.
It's on pre-order, and we have the test prints that we normally just like toss because they're not actually on the decoupage 18-pound paper, but I thought, what if we used them more like posters and then put them in some old frames that we've had hanging around the shop for a while. So that's what we're doing today.
So these aren't on the 18-pound paper, these are on the regular paper. And we showed these on Saturday night, but now we're gonna use them. When Jami says pre-order, it's not like a long, like 2-3 month thing. They're already in transit to us and they're made here in the US, so they should be shipping out latest next week.
Hey, welcome Lynn. It says new channel member, but I don't think Lynn's new. I think it's just because she's in business coaching. Recently we switched over our business coaching from a YouTube channel membership to something that we bill separately through our home website through recurring billing. And so all of those business members, if they want to be channel members, are having to re-sign up just under the basic channel membership. But welcome Lynn. She says, yep. All right, it is warm in here.
Now, we were at the shop this morning and time got away from us a little bit because we were organizing things before we opened today. And all the thermostats when I got home were at like 77 degrees. I'm like, what's going on?
All right, we're gonna be using making powders if we get to it. So we've got Van Gogh, the Violacious, and Pool Party, which Pool Party, we recently got a pool, so I'm super excited about that.
Okay, so the goal is, this is not a decoupage paper, but we have one similar to this that you could cut down and use. This is just an 8x10. This, if you are a channel member, is a printable that we offer to you guys, and you can print up to 100 of them and use them however you want, sell them at markets or your shop or whatever. But I just wanted to show you this. This is a frame that we thrifted and we painted last Saturday in the thrift hall. I don't know if it got painted during that, but that's what the frame's from. And then we just put the black and white floral in there. And you could even, if you're a channel member, you've seen me use watercolors to fill those in, and Jami's also done that, and they look great. So that's the goal, but we're gonna go bigger with decoupage paper. This was $5, guys, this frame here. $5 at the DI. It's huge.
I think this one was $1. I don't know the tax.
It is. I really love this one because the back on it, it's made to like interchange. Like you could slip whatever you want in there really quickly.
That's awesome. I'm super excited about that. So I'm gonna get started. This is gonna have our mermaid paper in it, which I'll show you what this looks like. This one comes with 2 prints, and I think I'm gonna do this one over here because the mermaid's a little bit smaller, so I'll offset this and just cut it out to fit. But before I do that, I've got to seashell up this frame.
What color were you wanting on the frames? What one do we want to do? I have a couple of the papers over there that we could do in this one.
So let's decide what paper. So I wanted to do the birds in this one.
Okay. Here, I'll paint that one first.
And the birds, I was thinking to pull out this teal color in here, we could mix Pool Party in with White Swan.
Okay.
Do a little alchemy. So that way it matches the bird. So we'll keep this over here for reference. Put it right here so you guys see that. Oh no. Like, there. Yeah, you guys can see that. If you have questions, I'll try to come back to them. This is going to be kind of an involved live, so. Yeah. Ivy is on here so she can answer questions or drop links, and she just dropped a link to the new decoupage paper. Woo-hoo. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure you hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And if you really like it, go ahead and hit share and post this link on Facebook or on your community page or email, whatever, however you share videos that you love, because that helps us out a ton.
So this is pretty slick, so I'm gonna mix up enough paint that I can comfortably do two coats. And what I mean by slick is it's got like this shiny gloss finish. Can you guys, oh yeah, you can see it kind of catching the light there. So it looks like some sort of enamel.
I don't know. They painted it serious business. And it was not original paint because you can see that some of the detail is missing there and there's paint right over it.
So much pigment, I'm excited.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm gonna use a spoon to
Because
spoon it in.
that could be a very messy explosion. How do I join to get decoupage benefit? Rita, if you hit the join, well, it's not decoupage, it's just printables. You have to print them out yourself. I should disclaim that. If you hit the join button and join channel membership, then you can go to community, and if you scroll back, because we don't post them all the time, but once a month you get a couple of printables, and just find the printable, and there's a link as well as a password. The password is case sensitive. It has to be copied and pasted exactly. And then when you get in there, then you can print out those printables from there.
Okay, so I've got, you can kind of see the silhouette right there. And then this much of the making powder. And we'll see what we get with that.
I need a brush to put the cornstarch on. I'm not prepared.
Oh, you need a cornstarch brush? Okay, so I'm thinking this is beadboard, by the way, the DIY beadboard.
Welcome, Marissa. It's our first time watching us live.
Okay, so that gave it like a really light blue tint. I'm gonna go a little bit more. I'm gonna just shake this in. You can go. I think once we have them for a while, because these are so brand new, I'm gonna get some formulas mixed up for some colors that I really love, and then we'll share those formulas out.
So the pigments, if you've already pre-ordered them, they should be shipping hopefully this week. DIY Paint has delayed us in shipping them out because they wanted all the retailers to have them first. We have all of our pigments. As soon as DIY says a go, then we will send them out to you. I know a few retailers sent them out when they shouldn't have, and it was by accident because DIY has asked us to refrain from shipping them out. So if anybody has them, it's not a retailer, it's just because their retailer didn't listen, which happens. Life gets busy.
All right, so I basically have it's probably close to a full teaspoon of the making powder in here now. And I think that these are, if you don't mix them with so much of the white paint as a base, they're really, really vibrant, just almost mixed up like with water. I've seen some people doing that and using them like a watercolor powder almost.
So I'm just pushing down the paper clay into the mermaid mold. Caitlin is not on today, but Ivy is. She's actually our shipping manager, and she is chomping at the bit to get your pigment sent out to you. She keeps asking me if we've had the...
Can you see that soft blue that I've got there? I'm gonna start putting it on the frame.
The other thing that's very exciting, guys, is we sell a blank milk paint, meaning it has no pigment to it, and I have not played with it yet. But
like
you can take this pigment and put it in that milk paint and make your own milk paint colors, and I cannot wait to make some brighter, fun milk paint. That's on my list of things to do. Maybe next week's.
Oh, that didn't quite get mixed in all the way, and it's got this fun streaky in it.
Oh, I like that. Let's see if that matches the blue on the bottom of the bird right here.
Oh, it's getting a lot brighter than it shows.
Yeah.
That stuff's really pigmented.
So right here, there's like a light blue on the bottom of the bird. So it's good for reference, because if people order the pigments, then they know what decoupage paper kind of coordinates with them.
Yeah, and the papers are almost here. I've got tracking.
Ashley has done some reorganizing in the shop. Ivy is in charge. She does all the ordering, which you would think that wouldn't be a hard skill, but occasionally it requires ninja skills to get IOD product, because it's like the Hunger Games of IOD. So she keeps us well stocked as much as she can, and she has fast fingers. She's been known to split orders.
She's woken up at like 5 in the morning to be the first to order, make sure we get our stuff and enough of it.
I haven't had any ordering at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe it was midnight. She stays up late and waits for it to roll over when it goes live.
She's pretty awesome. So we love Ivy around here. She's got the fastest fingers in the West. All right.
Okay. So once I get this frame on, I'm gonna cut out the back. We're just using cardboard. You could use like a 1/4 inch melamine or backer board or whatever you want. Cardstock would probably work.
This is a big mold. I don't do a lot of mermaids because we don't live by the sea, but
Also, I'm getting like 1 coat coverage with the making powder in here. I don't
think
know if
because
that's making it or is it just the.
I think it's just the pigment. Because remember you thought you were going to have to do multiple
Yeah.
layers. And how much did you put in there? Like a teaspoon?
Yeah, I'm probably up to a full teaspoon to about 4 ounces of paint, maybe 5 ounces.
That's pretty good.
And I'll show you guys the color up close so you can see. It's probably hard to see it down here. I guess you can kind of see how blue it is compared to the white.
I'm just
I'll show you close in just a minute.
making sure my edge is nice and neat. I'm not the mold queen, so
Oh, you're doing a mermaid on there?
yeah, because there's a mermaid in the print, so I'm emphasizing what is on the art. Okay, let's see. So if I put it down like this, because this is so big, it'll pop out a lot easier. Oh, there we go. Holy moly. Holy mermaid.
Oh, she came out good and clean.
Yep, she sure did. Okay, so next I need, can you pass me the glue?
Yes, I can. Ooh,
You almost
I
squished
almost
your face.
squished your mermaid's face.
This little hand, like her fist bump thing she's got going on here is very delicate, and I'm worried it's gonna break. Whoop.
Hey, you did it.
I did it, but I've got to flip it the other way too. Okay, we're just using wood glue. We normally use Gorilla Glue construction adhesive, but we are out. We got to go to the store today. Our neighbor cut down their big tree, and so we're gonna look for
Our
new
front
trees.
yard, like the whole, they're on the corner lot, and our front yard was shaded all morning long by it, and I'm a little sad.
My mom was really sad. She saved a piece of it.
Yeah, she did.
I was like
It's not even like a wood round or anything. It's just a piece of wood.
I was like, where are you
It
gonna
was
put that?
broken.
She's like, I'm gonna save it. I'm like, I get that. I get that. I get attached to things. So I'm just gonna use my finger. Using a stick would be a lot better, but you just wanna make sure it's all over. And we just buy the glue at the home, like by the gallon, and then this is a glue bot, Glubot. Zeb usually has a link in the description, right?
Yeah, I think it's in there.
And that's how we save a little money there. Okay.
Well, so you can get a gallon of glue for the same cost as you can get those, like 2 of the 16-ounce bottles.
I'm just putting this on the bottom. And I think I'm not gonna go crazy town with the seashells on this. I think I'm just going to put her on the bottom with a few seashells and then do some on the top. So I'm gonna go on this corner and that corner and call it good.
Do we have any comments, any questions?
Kai says, Ivy, thanks for being so smart and dedicated. Ivy is the bomb. And she has been in the middle of her own construction project because her husband is a CPA and they're remodeling an office for him. So she's been pulling double duty, man. She's next level. Ivy used to ship out of our bedroom shipping station. She can tell you how crazy that was. That before we had the shop, she shipped in our guest bedroom. It was cozy, right between Eliza's room and our bedroom. And then in the morning we'd wake up to a bunch of IKEA bags full of all your stuff. And then I would drop them off at the post office every day. All right, these ones I'm not gonna glue down until I know exactly where I want them. I love the starfish, I don't know why. When I was a little girl, we used to go to SeaWorld and they had those little tanks, you know, and you could pet the starfish. When we went to SeaWorld for spring break, we like pet the starfish there and it brought back a lot of memories. Only 2 fingers.
And the kids really loved the rays that were in there.
Yep. You know, the one thing I was surprised by is like my kids have been to the aquarium, so they're used to the 2-finger rule. But the people at SeaWorld were not reminding the kids 2 fingers, and I'm kind of bossy, so I was reminding kids that were not my own. I don't know if their parents appreciated that or not, but it happened. I try not to be bossy. I think I might have irritated a lady at the park the other day because we were sitting there. We had cousins over, we had just had the house got all clean, and so we didn't want to make a big mess in the house. So we got Little Caesars and we're eating our pizza at the park, right? And this kid comes over and starts running on the tables, the same tables that we're eating at.
The tabletop.
The tabletop. And I didn't talk to him, but in a voice loud enough for him to hear, I told my kids, we don't run on tabletops, and if I ever catch you doing that, you're going to be in trouble. Because, not just because I wanted to boss that kid around, but because I thought, you know, I bet when they're at the park without me, this shenanigans goes down. And I just assumed that kid's mom was not there either, because, like, if my kid was doing it, I'd tell him to knock it off. Well, I was wrong. She was within earshot, and she came over and gave me some dirty looks. I finished my pizza, and then I left.
It was good times.
It's good times. So if that mom was you, I apologize in advance. I'm not the boss of your kids. But I just want to make sure my kids knew we don't do that.
All right, I've almost got this. This has got a ton of detail on this mirror. I might use some of those. I might use the powder to see. I want to try like a dry brush situation, almost like you would with the wax. I don't know if that'll bring some of this detail back, because we'll probably have to distress. And the heat gun's going to come out on this one, guys, because we got to get these painted and done in about 50 minutes.
Yeah, we got to get it. Tanea is out of town, so Adelia's working the shop, so we got to get to the shop before it opens at 11. Marissa said that she's doing the dishes, and she's so excited because she just figured out how to get us on the big screen.
Nice.
You're not supposed to watch us on the big screen. Just kidding. All right, let's see if I can get this last seashell in here.
Pop this down so you can see a little bit more.
I wish that there was a little teeny tiny baby starfish, or not starfish, seahorse. They're so cute, but I'm dying myself wanting a little baby one. We've been doing a ton of seashells. We found the world's ugliest seashell mirror.
Oh, it was bad.
It was so bad. We thrifted it a few weeks ago, if you guys saw that thrift haul. And I don't have it here anymore because it's ready to be shipped. But my niece was with me when we were thrifting it, my niece Desiree, Caitlin's sister. And she's like, that is so ugly. No one's ever gonna buy it. And how are you ever gonna make it look good? First of all, somebody did buy it because they know what we can do with seashells. And second of all, I sent her a picture and she's like, holy moly, that's so much better. And I'm like, paint fixes everything. A little paint, little wash. It turned out super cute.
Oh, I didn't get this side off. So I've got a little bit of paint left over. Would have been perfect for a second coat, but I think that we're good. Like this has got good coverage. There's a couple peekaboos, but I might distress it anyway, so it's not gonna matter.
I might need like I'll use this crappy little brush to get all the extra glue off.
Okay, so we got this really nice light blue. I think that's gonna pair great with that paper because there's some blues and greens in the birds. So if you were doing this with the decoupage paper, because this is our test print, I would paint the background of something, whatever you're gonna put the decoupage paper on, white, or have it be like a white paper or something like that, if you're gonna try this project with the papers.
It always looks brightest with white painted underneath.
Yep.
I will show you this up close and personal as soon as I get it all glued down.
So teaspoon and about, I'm gonna guess about 4 to 5 ounces of paint. Can you guys see the difference in the colors there? And there's a lot more left in that. I could probably do that about 10 times. So maybe it's only half a teaspoon, because there's a bunch in here still.
I don't like to spread my molds out. I like to layer them on. Some people like a nice even spread, and I feel like that just makes it look like you're trying to spread it out. So
I'm gonna try, let me get this dry real quick. I'm gonna heat gun it, and then I'm gonna bring it close because I don't wanna get fingerprints all over it in the wet paint. And I'm gonna show you how I got some almost like blended looking spots where the making powder wasn't all the way mixed in, and I got these really darker blue streaks on here. It looks really cool.
I'm just cleaning up the extra glue. This is a like craft brush that came in like a kid's craft kit, so I'm not overly worried about it. But I'd rather have too much glue than not enough. So I'm just gonna clean this up and I'll show it to you. I feel like this needs a little bit more, huh? I think I'm gonna go one here and one there. I always like odd numbers, so I'll do a little starfish on the top.
So how is the summer going for everybody? I realized yesterday that it's mid-July already, and football season practices start today. The girls have like the rest of this week off, and then they're back to cheer pretty much like full time. with practices and things.
Well, Odelia's at cheer camp later this weekend.
Yeah,
and
she's
she
got
doesn't
cheer
start till
camp.
August. Odelia's the only one that gets the entire month of July off.
But back to school night, because Eliza's going into junior high, she's not in grade school anymore. Back to school night for Eliza is in like 3 weeks. I'm like, where did the summer go?
I need Odelia to get her driver's license so that way she can drive Eliza to go get new school clothes. That is the one thing about having older kids that's pretty great. If she can't, Harrington will, but last year and over Christmas, I just give the kids like a budget and I'm like, when it's gone, and I send them to buy their own school clothes.
We do kind of give them like, hey, you need to get some basics. Don't blow all your money on like a $50 sweater or whatever it is.
I actually don't. I don't care. I mean, you can wear the same clothes over. It's not like they were naked all summer. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. Our kids need to. We need to go through their closets and make a donation to the thrift store.
Yeah, for sure. I like to donate to first I offer it to people in the neighborhood and then thrift store.
We're in that magical place where the girls can actually interchange a lot of their clothes. They're actually not as good at sharing clothes as I was hoping they would be.
Oh, they're not bad.
But they do occasionally. They're nice about it
they
for the
share
most
my
part.
Clothes.
Yeah.
All right, so this is all I'm going to do on here. I'm going to bring this up top. So we got the mermaid, a couple of seashells down here, and then to balance it out, we've got some seashells and starfish up there. You could go hog wild and do the entire frame. But another thing you have to keep in mind, especially for resale, is cost. And so if I use 2 packs of clay, that's $24 in clay, plus my time. This is maybe 1/4 of a pack of clay, so that's $3 in clay, so that's totally manageable for this project.
Yeah, if you completely did this in clay, we'd probably have to charge like $80 for that frame.
And I'm not gonna, so. Let me just get the rest of this. When you're done, can I dry the glue that's on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to hurry. It's drying pretty quick.
So it's best to let your paper clay dry completely. But if you don't have time, if you just get a good little crust on it, it will help you when you paint, not to lose that detail. I'm just making sure everything is got the glue cleaned up off of it.
So we got a ton of great answers for things that you guys need help with off of Saturday's video. And we're going to be incorporating those. We had lots of ideas for videos, but I wanted to see where some of you are at. We got a lot of newer viewers and some people that haven't necessarily been with us for the last 5-6 years while we've been doing YouTube and hasn't seen. We got over 1,000 videos now, so it can be hard to sometimes find the repair videos and the paint blending and things that we did a couple years back before we started the house. So we're going to be revisiting a couple of those things. Waste Not Wednesday next week, I'm thinking we might do some furniture repair just to show you, because that's a real easy setting. I can show you real time what repairs look like and how long they're actually going to take.
Well, we have some pieces on the back porch that are from our house that we moved out of that need repair, so that's good. I like that one. Let's talk to people about summer. Ruth says summer is hot and humid. And then, let's see.
I love summer because of lake activities, and I usually get to the beach a couple times, but fall and spring and even winter, I love winter.
Kate says that's risky sending kids to the store with money. You know what? Our girls especially are really good with money. A lot of times what I do too is I'll find like a website where we have lots of stuff that we like, you know, like Old Navy or whatever, and they shop a lot at our store, like at JRV Home. They'll go to the shop and get shoes and stuff there. But I don't carry like teeny bopper type clothes, so they gotta fill in. But anyways, I'll give them my phone and say, just put in the cart what you need. When I was a kid, if you would have said that, $1,000 later, the cart would have came back. And I'm lucky if my girls spend over $100 or $150 when I do that, and I feel like that's pretty reasonable considering I just tell them, put whatever you need in there. I always think I'm gonna have to edit it back and tell them, you know, not this, not that. And a few times they're lucky if they spend over like $75 or $80. I feel like because they've seen how much we work to earn our money, our girls especially.
They've seen what it takes to get that, and
They're
so
really
they
cautious
respect it.
They respect it. Now our little
Well,
boys, they don't get it, but.
And those two girls have actually helped us a ton. Like, it's not like we're just like, here's some free money. Like, they earn it every day.
Yeah, and our oldest son is really good with money. I wasn't sure he would be because he was pretty spoiled in high school. And all of his football buddies teased him about it. But he's been totally responsible since he's been an adult and hasn't had to ask for money. And so I've been pretty impressed with that. Let's see. Yumiko says they've been having beautiful weather.
Awesome. Where are you at, Yumiko? I need to come there. Because we've been hot and dry. We were supposed to have thunderstorms yesterday, which was a rare occasion for us here in the summer. And we didn't get anything. It blew over a couple sprinkles, enough to get the cars dirty, and that was it.
Jane says she's a fall and winter person. Another thing that you can do with the pigments is mix them with wax and sprinkle them on, or really brush them in. Or when the paint's wet, you can sprinkle them on and brush them in. There's a lot of different ways you can play with them. And a little bit goes a long way. So a little jar like this is like $10, but you can do a ton of projects with it, because Zeb did this whole entire frame with just the teeny tiniest bit of pool party.
I think, is that what this is? I didn't even know what this pigment's called.
Kate says that San Diego is beautiful so far this summer. We haven't been to San Diego yet, but we were just in Anaheim and the weather was good. We wanted to break away and go visit Debbie, but there just wasn't enough time.
All right, can you guys see those subtle streaks in there? They're not crazy, and I could probably get more if I didn't mix it in as much, but really, really happy with this just experimentation color to go with the paper.
So you missed a little bit on the side.
Yeah,
one of the things I think would be really pretty on this, you don't have to do if you don't want to, but take a brush and just highlight all the tops, make it almost look like you two-tone painted it, kind of like I did with that gold wax yesterday. Really add some depth to the frame. No, you can do it with that, yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
You're gonna try. I was gonna do white, but whatever blows your hair back. Well, in your case, arm hair, but you know what I mean.
Okay. This is just the lid. Oh, I feel like I need somewhere to like wipe this off.
Again, I'm not drying this clay all the way, and this is causing it to crack a little, which is fine. I'm just getting oops, got my finger out of there. Getting a crust on the top of my molds. I don't always do this when we're live, but I probably should. I'm also making sure all the glue is dry around the edges before Okay, now the question is, what color am I gonna paint mine? I gotta refer back to my paper. So what color options do I have?
So I'm gonna clear wax this later.
Purple.
I've got little flowers on here.
Oh! Whoopsie!
What did you do?
Heat gun the jar. It's fine.
Good job, little buddy.
Are you making fun of me? Are you making fun of me, sir? How's that working out for you?
It's working really well. And I'm just using what's on top of the lid here.
I definitely think you do need to add some white for contrast and maybe some gold though.
I think I'm gonna do some gold on the top of here, right here.
I'm gonna start with this.
This little frame project. You know, do you guys ever have those projects where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this real simple, and then you get it done, you're like, ah, it needs more. And by the time you're done, you've added like 8 products to it.
Okay, I'm going to just do the outside of this because I think we need to unscrew this so I don't get paint all over the plastic inside here. Do you have a little screwdriver? Remember that set I got you?
Oh yeah.
Can you grab that for me?
Yeah.
I can take this
I'll
off.
show you guys up close in just a sec what I'm doing here. I think it looks cool. I think it's gonna look good with the gold when I come back with the gold and maybe a little bit of white.
What I'm doing, I have no idea. I'm just painting. Right now, I love to use the clay paint on stuff like this because it's thick. And so it really gets underneath the edges of the molds, and so it doesn't look like there's 2 separate pieces. I almost backfill with the paint, if that makes sense. If you use like a thinner paint, you can't backfill with it, but DIY paint you can. Look at her. What are we doing on time? Oh, 10:34, we're good.
Yeah, we're doing great on time.
Cape says these are beautiful frames. Thanks.
Yeah, these are some particularly good ones. The fact that we got one of these for $5.
Well, this one was $1.
Yeah.
I spent more on paper clay than I did the frame. But I love wood frames like this because they are just a great canvas. And I know that you can buy frames new and that's fine, but one of the reasons that we love to thrift is I love to take something that was discarded and use it as a canvas for my art. And it's cheaper, it's good for the environment, and it's a challenge, you know, to like take something discarded and turn it into something awesome.
I'm just blowing the excess off because this powder was dry. All right, so I've got these little flowers and I just hit them with a little bit of the blue. I think once I get the gold in there and then we wax it, I'm hoping that the pigment picks up that wax a little bit and it smears it some.
You definitely need white though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do white.
Like,
I'm gonna do white on this. I'm gonna dry brush white on here.
Just because of the subject matter, it needs.
Yeah, it needs a little brightness.
It needs a resting spot because you've got those very like French fancy birds. It's not like a bright bohemian print.
Do you have the white over there?
Teganique says it's been 100 or more for weeks. Holy moly. Yesterday we had some cooler weather. What did you want to know?
Yeah, it was in the 80s yesterday because of the potential thunderstorms, but
it was just wind.
Yeah.
I had to put my umbrellas down. A few people, I do a lot of like Instagram and Facebook stories. A few people were asking about my umbrellas. If you're local to Utah, ironically enough, they are from the grocery store. There's a little grocery store in Lehi called Colors. I've talked about it a few times. It's Kohlers. And they always have seasonal stuff by the front. And I always shop there every Saturday night because it's just a couple minutes from my house after our live video. And pick up groceries and things that we need for Sunday because we don't shop on Sunday. And I found the cutest, inexpensive umbrellas for my patio. They were like $34 and they had black. I've been looking for just plain black or white or black and white stripe everywhere, and everywhere is like brown and tan and turquoise. And I already have like light teal chairs, so I want to keep everything else more monochromatic. And so I was super excited to find those at the grocery store. And it's just this little like hometown grocery store, teeny tiny.
It is small.
But it has all the things you need.
We ran into a friend we haven't seen in a while there.
Do you guys watch the Magnolia network that's coming out?
Chip and Joe's new network.
Chip and Joe's new network. Friends of ours, they have a show called Hometown. It actually, the second episode is airing tomorrow.
No, Hometown is the other one.
Not Hometown, sorry. Homework. That's what it is, Homework. It's Candace and Andy. They're from Utah, and I happened to run into Andy. And ironically, I was in my pajamas with no makeup, looking pretty rough because it's just the grocery store, right? And I'm hopping up and down because they have, you know, the old school grocery stores, the like store manager sits kind of up higher in like a clear plastic booth. She also manages customer service. And I was there returning one of my umbrellas because I bought two, they were supposed to match and they didn't. And I was trying to get her attention. So this is me in my pajamas. Luckily I was wearing a bra and I'm like this. And I'm trying to get the store manager's attention and I hear Andy's voice, Jami, what are you doing, Jami? And I turn around and sure enough, it was Andy. But it was really good to see them. Super excited for their new TV show coming out.
I think today it launches.
No, I think he said Thursday.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
tomorrow?
that's when the new...
They have their pilot out, which we've watched a few times in anticipation, but so on their show, what they did is they took an old school in a town here in Utah and they made it into their house. And it's cool.
So I'm just gonna sprinkle this on here and blend it in. I have zero clue what I'm doing, guys, so don't try this at home unless it turns out good.
Don't do it unless it turns out good. Oh, that's cool. I almost could have just painted this white, left it wet, and then sprinkled some powders on there.
That's
instead
what I
of
thought you were
mixing it
gonna
up.
do, but...
I was going for making my own new color. Okay.
I like it. I'm making my own new color. But it's always fun. You know, a lot of people that do these types of things, home flips, even Chip and Joe, it's funny because we were talking a little bit, and they know Chip and Joanna personally because they're on our network. And I was saying, I don't know how they keep up with all of it. I think I'd just run away somewhere. And he's like, you know what? The other day, Joe had to get away and she's running around the back streets of Waco, still doing her thing. And that's one of those things I think people don't realize is like, just because you're on TV or YouTube doesn't mean you do anything different than anybody else. You still got to go to the grocery store and buy your favorite treats. I won't tell you what else Andy was buying. I told him I'd keep it a secret. I did tease him about it though. All right, I'm trying to blend this in here. I don't mind having a few spots of the pigment. I'll show you guys what we're doing. The cool thing about this is you get like intense color in a few spots when you sprinkle it on, but then you still get the white. Oh, Delia's on here.
Okay, we're gonna get some decoupage in here soon. If you're hanging out with us still, the decoupage paper is gonna go in here and it's gonna really, hopefully complete this.
Oh no, Jane, Chip and Joe did not cancel their network. It took longer to get out because of COVID, you know, and all the restrictions and stuff. They did not cancel their network. You can watch, like, we have the Discovery streaming app and that's how we watch it. I need another brush because I don't want to dip this. Well, I'll just be very careful.
So I've got gold and pool party on this brush, and it's cool.
I've got purple all over my fingers and I look like the girl.
So
from
this
Philadelphia.
is the new golden rule coming to you guys soon. If you haven't gotten any, I would encourage you to get some. We have used it on just about every project since it came out.
It's awesome and super goes a long way. Super inexpensive, very pigmented as far as like using it.
I might come put this over the white too. I'm really liking this. It's like a gold verdigris that I'm getting. It's like a mixed shipwreck and gold.
Getting the stuff out of the lid here. Holy moly. I need to like put this in a jar or something. Sorry, I'll be back to comments in a minute.
I'm making stuff.
I'm making stuff with the making
I'm doing
powder.
some art right now.
I get all quiet when I'm doing art. Again, I am gonna get down into the edge of this frame, but I've gotta wait till Zeb takes it out, so.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was gonna go get my thing and I got busy with powders over here.
It's fine, I can do it off camera.
So what piece are you gonna put in there? Are you gonna take one of the ships or, oh, one of the mermaids you said, huh?
Yep, I'm doing mermaids.
All right, close up coming soon.
I promise.
So if you can see, I'm just offloading so that I have just a little bit, almost like a dry brush situation going over here. Getting some good variation in tone too. It's not all one. It looks like there was gold in there peeking through, maybe worn off, and then I've got the pool party. It's a situation, it's looking good.
I'm just smoothing out some of my brush strokes.
I think I'm gonna come back over and do the gold over the flowers because they're kind of standing out. I might do the whole thing like this over the white I just did too. Okay.
I would definitely recommend having your molds dry. It's a little bit more difficult. I'm having to be delicate.
So all I did was I had a little bit of the pool party on the brush and dipped it into the golden rule wax, and I'm definitely gonna hit those flowers because now they just look weird. Can you see that hint of gold up under there?
I need this gun.
I feel like the camera's not doing it justice. It's a lot more shimmery.
I'm gonna dry this here and then I'll show it to you. A lot of times when I'm off camera, like I'll let this dry, I'll come back with a little brush and touch up anywhere where it didn't quite cover the way that I wanted it to. And I want to put gold wax on this, but it's definitely going to have to wait till this paper clay is dry. So you'll have to be patient to see the end result. So if I were to use them, I would do white on this outer ring here too.
We'll see. I might do more of this gold all along here where I
Or
had the
gold.
white.
Not that I'm bossy.
It's okay. You do what you want. I'm still gonna do what I want.
That is what I've learned after 20 years of marriage.
You could tell me all the things you want. I'm still gonna do my thing.
Unless you like my idea.
Yeah, sometimes you have great ideas, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Sometimes, only sometimes. All right, once this is a little more dry, I'm going to show it to you. And then once I wax it, it will brighten up all of those colors.
I'm just going for it.
And there's a few spots where I can see the glue pooching out, and I'll come back with a little teeny tiny brush and some white and cover all that up.
I needed some extra. It wasn't, the white was just blending away. It wasn't looking good.
All right, so here's my mermaid. And here's the little corner up there with those molds, and here it is kind of back far away. So I'm gonna come back with a few other things. I might actually go around the edge of the frame with just white to add some contrast. And then I'll come back with some gold and maybe some dark wax. I really want to make those shine. Okay, I'm gonna go get the little,
The screwdriver is up in my drawer in my desk upstairs. I was using it up there.
we have like 10 minutes, so.
Oh, only 10 minutes. I gotta get the decoupage paper in here. Murray, I promise. I think once I clear wax this and bring this back, it's just gonna be just right. I liked it so much down around this little frame, I had to go for it. So, what projects are you guys working on right now? All of the comments. Wendy Buckland. It's not random enough. Which one? Mine or Jamie's? I have a hard time with random. I make everything try to match and make it equal. Did you find it?
Yeah, but.
No, it's in the top drawer of my desk upstairs.
Oh, I bought this in case you had to MacGyver it.
Well, you did good. You brought all the tools. 144 decor. Question: have you been able to create a Lehi purple with DIY paint? I don't think we've actually tried on a purple. We did a purple blended. Oh, I got some purple making powder on my stuff over here. We did a purple blended paint pour dresser a while back, but we used milk paint for that.
We've done many paint pour dressers. We did 3 with 3 different kinds of paint. The most popular one was the one we did with DIY paint.
Yeah, Tammy, the large prints that we're showing are the new decoupage paper that are on pre-order right now, but they're going to be out. Ooh, that got too dark. They're going to be out to you guys probably next week.
Oh, I like that with the gold and the.
Yeah, that's cool, huh?
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed when, I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but I only have one European story to tell you. But in France, everything had gold on it.
Everything.
Everything. Even if they tried to paint over the gold, it started chipping through because at one point there was gold on it. So I put gold on almost everything. And so that golden rule, I love the golden ticket. It's great, but I love the golden rule because I feel like it's a lot softer. It doesn't drip. You have more control. I want to try using the golden rule over white to see if it's more intense. Kind of like when you use golden ticket over white. But we'll see. Sorry guys, nothing exciting happening over here.
There's a close-up coming in just a sec.
We keep you hooked by promising close-ups.
Well, you know, sometimes we get people that watch these like 2 years later and they're like, why is this video so long?
Like,
I'm like,
did you not realize it was streamed?
It was
live?
streamed and we just left it up so you could watch the whole process and how long it actually took us. And we fill the dead space with
Witty banter.
well, I don't know how witty it is. Weird stories about our lives.
About me jumping in pajamas at the grocery store.
Yes.
Pretty. Oops, I dropped one little tiny screw on the floor. Okay, take this backer off here. There's a washer.
Are you losing parts?
I'm losing parts. Okay, now I can paint the inside of this.
This is taking longer than just painting it because I'm trying to be a little subtle. I got a little heavy with the making powder over here. I'm gonna have to come back and probably wax that, clear wax that, and hopefully pull some of that back off.
Yeah, you could always white wax it.
This is taking so little of the golden rule. I'm just barely dabbing it, like not even hardly getting any on my brush. Oh, you can't see, it's too small.
Okay, so I'm gonna go around the edge of this with white.
This is just a little stencil brush that I'm using here.
I love the stencil brushes for that. We have some new ones coming out very soon, so thanks for being patient with us. Hoping we have them in a few weeks.
Oh, I've got this whole side to do. I didn't even realize I hadn't done it.
It's okay if you only finish one side, because you can just recreate it. So
I always
it's
go
gonna-
too dark when I dip.
When you
into
dip, I
the-
dip, we dip. Anybody from the 2000 graduating generation, whenever you say dip, I think of the Tootsie Roll song. Anyways, I digress. I was not a very good dancer.
I wasn't.
Zeb,
Still
what
am not.
Zeb lacked in skill, he made up for with enthusiasm in dancing. Let's just say that. Just going a little bit lighter around the edge to add a little bit of variation here. I'm gonna do the same thing with this inner part of the frame. I wanted to find my turquoise iris paintbrushes. I feel like with detail work like this, it's a little easier to do with a smaller brush, but I was in a hurry and I did not.
Yeah, it might be.
Might have been helpful, huh?
It helps to have the right brushes when you're doing a project. I was wanting a like a French round situation and I couldn't find one this
Oh, we have
morning.
one clean.
Yeah, it's over there. I realized when I plugged in your heat gun on that side. I was like, oh, there it is. It's out.
All right.
Ready for the project.
All right, can you guys see the frame on here? This frame was made to go a different direction, so we'll have to change it because it's now going this direction. So that's just a subtle way to fix that frame situation there. All right, we have 3 minutes, so I
3 minutes.
I need you to get to cutting.
I'm gonna put this in fast.
What I would do is move the frame maybe over onto the dining table and flip that back or something so that
I'm
we
just
can
gonna flip it right here. Oh, so that frame was $5. This one was 10, but that's still a great deal. So the other one that we didn't even show over there is $5.
I am going to be cutting this out. I'm just using this as a thing. Do we have a pencil or something?
You're just using it as a what?
Anything?
Good luck finding a pencil. The kids are home for the
Summertime
summer.
is
They've been
hard.
raiding it. Hopefully I'm cutting this right. The right size. I'm just using the line from the cardboard as a register line, hoping it's the right size.
Our kids are budding artists and they're always drawing. Adelia's grabbing me a pen. If you're coming to the shop this morning, we might be a couple minutes late opening.
One on that one. Now I need to cut this. Right along here. Oh, that's easier. I can see it better on this side, not on the white. So you can use whatever you want to back this. With these frames were just empty frames. They didn't have anything in the back of them. We actually look for that because it makes it easier to put whatever we want in them. And sometimes we just paint them and leave them without, but I think it's fun to do this decoupage art in there.
I'm struggling at life here, too.
Don't have a struggle.
I'm on the struggle bus, but I think I got it. You have scissors?
I do. Here you go.
Right. I'm cutting down here. Sorry it's off camera, but I don't want to get paint all over this.
She's gonna cut over there. They can kind of see what you're doing.
I mean, if anybody's been to kindergarten, they know how to cut, so I feel like I don't really need to show them how to cut.
All right, how is this going to center? Because the paper is a bit bigger. I'm just going to use that as my mark for a straight line.
I'm just going to cut this out and put it in there so you guys can see, because it's going to need, I want to decoupage this on the cardboard.
Oh, you're going to decoupage yours?
Mm-hmm. And I've got mine cut out.
Here, well then I'll just push mine in.
Oh, struggle bus, there's a crack in this.
In what?
There's a crack in my plastic, so I'm gonna definitely have to decoupage it, but it's all right, we can, maybe you can't see it once it's in.
So we will
Oh yeah, you can't, the crack's in the corner. All right,
we'll
ta-da!
cut these to size and decoupage them.
Here, I'll hold it back like that so there's not too much glare. You guys get the idea here. Well, that turned out good.
Oh, I lost some of my corner over there. I'll have to glue that back on.
So don't worry, we know how to fix it. Okay,
I know how to do glue.
I thought this was gonna be a simple project, but apparently it took all morning. We're gonna get
So
these.
it is simple. It was just each step took a little bit of time.
And then there's the time for yakking. We're gonna get these finished, and then I'll throw a picture up on community. We'll get them listed at JRV Home, and I'll throw it up on Instagram and Facebook so that way you guys can see these. But I think they turned out pretty great. Mine's gonna get a lot more detail.
I'm thinking some white wax along the edges and then some clear wax on the tops of this detail. We'll kind of blend this all together. Right now it's a little stark. I think clear wax is gonna make all of this marry up real nice.
Yeah, mine's
And I might center my birds a little lower down.
Mine's gonna get clear and black and some gold because I really wanna zhuzh up the frame. So, all right guys, thanks for joining us today for Waste Not Wednesday. Please share this video. Visit JamiRayVintage.com for the paint and products used today. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more. Let's see if I can hold this up.
DIY.
DIY.
So watch also for community because we'll probably post finished pictures like we do.
Yep. Oh, and if you haven't watched yesterday's video, check it out. There's a giveaway on there, and I think it's pretty
You're
good.
not supposed to tell them. It's a surprise at the end for the people who watch all the way.
Watch
now
to the
now
end.
it's ruined.
Well, they'd have to watch the end of this video to even know.
Yeah, that's true.
So winning. Bye, guys.